Hi Virgo, and thank you for joining me, and welcome to this overview reading for 2018. I'm excited to finally be able to do this reading for you. Here's my tokens for later, and I will be reading with the Oracle Tarot, which is an exciting deck. I love this deck. It's so positive. I did a astrology reading that's linked down below that I'll probably be talking about in some way in this video. It's free to watch, so I suggest that you go check that out. I also did a horoscope spread on Instagram that's linked down below, and then I clarified each of the houses. I know I'm extra. Each of the houses of the horoscope on Vimeo, so you guys can check that out. If the Instagram post gets 500 hearts, then I will begin posting those videos on YouTube. But I do appreciate if you guys rent or buy a video or two. It helps with the channel and my insane tarot card collection. No, it's not that bad. I'm just kidding. I want to make stuff for the channel, and all the money that I make from that series is going into the channel. So I hope you guys help me with that, or you guys appreciate it. Anyway, but yeah, if you don't have the money, or if you're spending on your Christmas time or whatever, by all means, I'm going to try to get those videos out to you as well. Sorry about my fingernail. It broke tonight and I haven't had the time to get my nails done because I'm studying. That's why your video is out a little bit late. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful 2018. Let's take a look at your reading, okay? So this is the same reading that I do for you guys every year, okay? And soon it will be available in January, I think, for you guys to get a private reading. Okay, your first card for 2018 is the Strength card. Okay, so this is the card of Leo. I feel like you've gotten this before, like for 2017 maybe? I don't know. The Strength card represents your personal resolve. This came through really strong in the Vimeo reading in your 6th house, right? So I feel as though a big part of your year is about nutrition. It's about how you look. It's about how you feel about yourself and your surroundings. You feel strong within yourself. You're pushing forward. You're taking a direction. 2018 overall is like fishing for Virgos. You're not supposed to go after the first thing. Well, if the first thing that catches your bait is the right thing, then go for it. But you're not supposed to kind of waste your energy on not the full deal. There's like a really good deal that's coming through for you in 2018, and you're supposed to muster your way until you get it. And I feel as though there's a lot of positive energy that is around you, kind of helping you along towards that end. But in the meantime, there will be kind of like a cloudy confusion about whether the direction you are going is the right one. So the Strength is like sticking to your guns, believing that that's the right course of action, having some real courage and some real conviction about the direction you want to take. Also, we have the message of the open heart. So 2018 in a big way is about opening up your heart, opening up your receptivity to the world around you, really becoming available to participate with the world, really kind of becoming available in some way to engage with others. Also, engagement in marriage is a huge thing in the Vimeo reading. So yeah, engage with others, but when I say engage, I don't mean like engagement. I mean connect with others. There's a lot of passion in your life as well in 2018, because we have 4 planets in your 5th house of passion. We have Mars, we have Pluto, Saturn, and Lilith. So it's going to be a real kind of turn up the heat kind of year. Okay, so check out the astrology reading for free down below if you want to learn about that. Here is your next message. We have the Tower. Remember, all of the high arcana are used in this reading. So you're going to see the Tower, you're going to see the Devil, you're going to see, the Hanged Man, the Death card. So but I'm using actually these cards because most of these cards have like a more soft interpretation of those, because I know it freaks people out, but the Tower doesn't. But it does look like cheese, which is funny, so it makes it a little bit less intimidating. So you're growing in some particular direction. You're taking a specific direction and a particular route. And in the meantime, something is really ending. And that's coming through in your astrology reading. It came through in the Vimeo reading. There is, like, when you grow, you have to let certain people go. And I don't mean to rhyme. I'm not Dr. Seuss. But as you grow, you have to let certain people drift away, because the things that you share with them no longer resonate with the new way that you are being. And so some of those things, alliances, have to be released. If I have one feedback for you in 2018, it's that you're lingering a little bit too much, Virgo. You're hanging on to things that you have closed off. You may even have found some closure in a situation, and yet you're still holding on to things. And so if you hold on to things that are finished, then this is what you're going to see. So you're going in good directions. You just have to really manage your towers around you that are in some way, they need to come down. Things need to finalize so that the new beginnings can take hold. And for many Virgos, this is a new direction in terms of your public identity. Some of you are getting married. These are, what I saw in your reading is long-term cycles of 10 years, 20 years, beginning this year. So it's not like some, oh, woo woo, 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour, or woo woo, 1 year. That's what I was thinking. This is like a decade-long change. So getting married, having children, switching careers, embarking on a new place to live across the world. Huge fundamental changes in your life are taking place that you are redirecting. You're redirecting to. Here is the next message. This is in your public life, your public persona. You have the sun. So you have a situation of public position, real connection with others. People are drawing in. 8 of Wands came through in your Vimeo reading over and over and over again. So there's this like big send off. There's a lot of people who are facilitating your personal growth, the directions you want to take. You're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of opportunity to have fun. Where was the devil? I don't remember. The devil came up. You can, if you don't want to pay money and watch the video, just check out the Instagram post, and in the Instagram post the devil will show you where it came through. I'm thinking it's almost like, where was he? Shoot, I forget. Anyway, go check that out. And can I tell you right now? Hold on, little caveats, pause. Not very professional, Veroosh. That's okay. Okay, there she is. Okay, the devil is in your 3rd house of communication, but that whole reading was a very interesting clarifier. So I feel as though, public life, the reason I looked up the devil, where it came through, is that the devil can represent a lot of fun, and to me this together is a lot of fun. But I feel as though you're kind of, again, drawing boundaries between having fun with others and taking care of the direction that you need to take, and making that hard decision that nobody understands but you, but it makes sense to you. And in 2018, for a moment, it's not going to make sense to you, but you have to stick to your guns and follow through. Below the surface, we have the Hanged Man. So this came through in your 1st house, and that's really, really important. Because I feel as though, because it came through in your 1st house, you have a commitment to someone or something, and that's not an easy thing to shake. It's not something that you're just going to brush off, that you're going to remove yourself from. Someone with whom you have a deep bond needs you, and it's not going to be so easy for you to just say, I don't care, because you do care, and it's not going to be, but you're going to be happy in your environment. It's just there's going to be something that you will have to follow through because someone needs it. Somebody's going to twist their ankle and you're supposed to help them. Somebody is going to reach out their hand and you're supposed to grab it, you know, that kind of thing. There's also some type of suspense and waiting. Remember, I told you the guys this, that you have to wait for the right opportunity to come through. And this is your personal life. You're sitting there, you're waiting, you're kind of grinding away at whatever kind of antiquated aspect of your life you're leaving in the past. That's the thing. In 2018, and this is going to clarify by March or April, but for the first couple months of the year, you're just sitting there and you're waiting for something that's done to finish up so that you can branch off and do something else. But this isn't like from the rubbles out comes Virgo in this new direction. This is actually you seeing an opportunity and leaving something in peace. You're not going through the cycle of closure. You're going through the cycle of renewal in a new direction. The past, we have the Temperance card. This is also the card of Sagittarius. So this is also the combination, careful combining of different options, careful deduction about how to implement a strategy. That was your theme for 2017. I can't believe I remember that, was that you were implementing a strategy, right? Like you were putting it together. This is the strategy in play. Although I think it's almost like a roller coaster. You get on it, it's not a fast one. So it's like one of those slow roller coasters that you get on and you're locked in and you can't really necessarily, you have to deal with the consequences of what you've started. But I don't mean to be taunting to you, because it's not necessarily bad, and it's not necessarily, it's not bad, but it's like you have to deal with things and there's a level of hesitancy that you're just bracing yourself. You're like, oh boy, here we go. You know, you have to make certain sacrifices, you have to make certain choices, and you do, and you will, and you'll be fine, it'll be great. But I think leading into it, there's that little bit of holding on to the past, holding on to hand holding, refusal to actually, it's almost like, I don't know if you guys seen that meme on Facebook where there's like a little girl and she's holding a little bear behind her back, and Jesus is like kneeling over to her. Sorry to get religious, but I just like that meme. And she's like, she doesn't want to give Jesus the little bear, but he's got like a bear 3 times the size for her, and it's kind of that feeling, like you're just like, it's not necessarily Jesus, any denomination, or even if you're an atheist, whatever. It's not a religious statement, but basically there's something better coming for you, and you know that, but yet you are still just kind of like, you're being cautious, and it feels you feel as though, yes, a little bit tentativeness. So we have the Temperance. In the past, maybe you like the stability, and you're kind of addicted to stability, even if that stability is no longer providing you improvement in your life or growth. And right now, I don't think it's toxic yet, but if something stays too long in that space, then it does become toxic. So your life is pushing you forward, and you have the potential of pushing this into a toxic situation in a year or 2 from now if you hold on, which you won't, because you're actually going to go in a different direction. But if this was a different situation and you had actually lingered too long, then it wouldn't have gotten good, because the past is in the past and the future is in the present. Anyway, so here is the oncoming energy. We have the Chariot card. Oncoming. So this came through really strong in VIMEO. I wouldn't be surprised if there's lots of Virgo, Cancer, love, relationships coming through. Holy moly, in the VIMEO reading. Lots of this Chariot. Okay, so love, inspiration, creativity, really big theme for Virgos. Remember, Jupiter's in your 3rd house. I talk about that in the astrology reading on YouTube. so Jupiter is providing you an expansion of communication. Now, that does not have to mean writing. That can mean singing, painting, any kind of communication, creative arts, overcoming. A new opportunity is dawning through your creativity. So there's going to be a moment in which you doubt that which is going to come through for you, because you don't really see where things are going to materialize or manifest. But I think that through seeking an answer in the darkness, you will find that solution. There will be, I think it's a new creative pursuit, Virgo. And if you're not very creative, if you're the scientific Virgo, that's also creative. I think everybody's creative in their own way. Like, engineers are creative. Obviously, they're creative. But, like, every single person is creative. And there's this, like, new energy that's coming through for you. You in this situation, we have the Last Judgment, okay? So this is letting bygones be bygones in the past, or bringing something in. You're revisiting a part of yourself that may have been forgotten. Sorry about the static. I hope it's not bothering you. I don't think you guys can hear it. Okay, so... oh, there it goes. Okay, good. There's no way to pause these videos, so the Last Judgment, the new Aeon, you make a fundamental decision in your life, probably mid-year to the fall, and your life will never be the same again. You might bring someone in from the past, or maybe someone from the future is coming in, but you're definitely taking a specific direction, and it's going to be a fundamental change that's going to impact a decade or two of your life, okay? Huge, huge things, good things. Not scary things. The only thing is that you're going to get distracted by a lot of change too. So in your environment, we have bondage. This is the devil, and the devil came through in your 3rd house. Be careful of gossip. This came through in your Vimeo reading. Friends could be gossiping behind your back, but the bondage card can represent also Capricorn person who's a good friend. So, but not all Capricorns are good, so you have to just use your discretion with that one. But maybe tied to commitment towards a person. Maybe you've promised a certain thing, you're ready to move forward, but you like that person and you're a person of your word, and so it's going to take time to find the right direction and how to resolve that new direction, how to resolve the new path. Also, there could be people, no, I don't think there's so much competitiveness. There's the swords cards came through really strong in the Vimeo reading as something in the past leaving. There is still the Queen of Swords hanging out, and there's the King of Swords, and then there's like a King of Wands, but he's on the out, and then there is a Knight of Pentacles, and yeah, there's lots of good things, but I feel as though there's like alignments, or maybe some kinds of conversations that are left unopened that are keeping you energetically, socially, that you have to withdraw from. If you look on the Instagram post, the Death card rules your 11th house of social relationships. So you are going to reach a point where you're going to cut something out. You know, it's because it's no longer aligned to who you're becoming. So there could be a termination of relationships, but then there's a secondary relationship in which you're providing care and nurture towards someone who needs it. And so, yeah, you have that sympathetic level. Here is the next message. We have the Emperor. And so this is the husband, the ideal husband. You really want to attain the same power you've had in the past. That's what you're gunning for, but I think that the new evolution, the new direction that you are taking is way better than that of the past. Okay? So it is much better. It's liberating and it's freeing, and yeah, and it's transcendent and it's cathartic and it's liberating, and you keep relating to your reality through your expectations from the past, which is normal, but you have to just in some way, sorry, I'm writing a note. You have to in some way be patient. And it's funny because it's in hindsight you will understand, but as you are going through 2018, it's like, well, you want to make a rational decision, right? So you're maybe just kind of scratching your head and wondering, like, well, how am I going to do all this? How am I going to put my faith into something I don't fully see now? That's where your intuition comes in, because your intuition already knows it's coming, and you can sense it. Even as I'm saying it, you can sense it. And there's going to be creative types that are going to help you free you up, because if you continue in the way that you are going, well, you're just not going to continue in the way that you're going. That's the bottom line. And it's going to be more creative now. It's going to be much healthier. And it's going to be much more suitable to where you need to be. You're evolving, you're moving past, and it's going to be better. Okay? It is better. Okay? So modifying the sun. And I do keep this covered until the last card, because I feel like it's more organic with the reading. So here is your first message. We have the Fool, new beginnings, new friendships, really exciting time for making new friends, embarking in new directions, happiness. It's positive reinforcement, such a great way to lead your life. I don't get negative reinforcement stuff. Like, when they do, when people work out and they do that exercise, the like high intensity HIIT workouts and boot camps and stuff, and they're like very negative, and it's just like, not all, I'm not shading anyone, but it's like, I'm just like, it just seems just not cool to me. It's not my thing. It doesn't resonate for me. I'm all about positive reinforcement, and I think friends, like, you're gonna have a lot of positive, hey buddy, come with me and do that. You're like Virgo, you're like, yeah, I'm coming. So they have the Fool and the Sun positively reinforcing you socially in good directions. You're feeling good. Real alignment. I feel as though, like, creative people who understand, people who really are into uniqueness, people who, whatever that uniqueness takes that form, people who are intelligent and embrace all sorts of different personalities, and where uniqueness is a good thing. And then the Lovers. I do feel like there's a love relationship that's guiding you to these spaces, to these directions. It could be a very strong partner who's socially very strong, who's actually helping you, branch out. Or maybe the confidence that came through strongly in the VIMEO reading. Confidence that you get from your partner in 2018 will help you, and it will percolate out into your other areas of life. If you're not in a partnership, camaraderie, brothers and sisters, friendships as though they were brothers and sisters, that kind of thing. The Hanged Man. Below the surface, we have the High Priestess. Okay, so it's a prophecy though too. I feel as though someone's told you something, someone's told you life is going to be a certain way, and you feel bound by it. I've heard that before, and it's really unpleasant. And I really kind of grimace at, readers that kind of do those kinds of things. And I think most of it is unknowing. But it's almost like someone, because it becomes a bit of a curse when you're vulnerable and asking someone, and they say something that is just like, that energy comes through, and it's kind of like a stamp in the seal. So for some of you, this is a responsibility towards someone else. And for some of you, this is an actual vision. But for some of you, this is the evil eye. And I would encourage you to get like Hamsa, or that's the hand with the evil eye protection symbol, or like, put up a lot of positivity around yourself, do some spiritual baths. Really kind of cleanse yourself of any kind of residual energy. Sometimes these things have to ride themselves out. And the lesson learned in this, and I've lived through this myself, be careful who you open yourself up to in readings. Don't throw your time, not even your money, don't throw your energy at some person that you don't really trust. because and someone who's mindful of what they're saying. That's what you really want to be careful, because it is like any other any type of helping relationship, one that can really suggest a lot of things that will kind of reverberate in your life for a long time. So sometimes you can't get rid of it until its time is over, right? And in the grand scheme of things, hopefully it will not take away from your life. Hopefully it will contribute. But sometimes people have their biases. They don't know what they are. And so they don't see them. And so I do feel as though, but it doesn't even have to be a psychic or an oracle. It can be anyone who is telling you their opinion. People really, I mean, we're in the age of armchair psychology, right? Like, everybody has enough knowledge about psychology to speak their mind, but sometimes it's not so well informed. And so they'll, you know, some of those ideas that we put into each other's heads can be quite scathing. So really be cautious. If you've ingested some of that, then you just want to be very like mindful and healing towards yourself, you know, with regard to that, and lesson learned. And hopefully after you get stung once or twice, for me it's been like 3 times, you just know when you hear it that it's not something, it's that other side of YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. It's the other side of energy that you just want to be in some way mindful of and careful with, right? So now if someone tells me prophecy, that I'm just like, no, I know what to do with that for myself personally. And to be quite honest and frank, people ask me, well, the question is going to be, Veroosh, how do I do that? There's definitely ways, and we can make a video about it, but but the main thing is find an answer within yourself, because no one can get at the root of the problem like you can. Okay, I'll stop my little advice, but I feel like that's some advice for Virgo, and I know what this is for me in my life, and I feel like for me this is one of those things that's been in my life for like 7 years, like a prophecy someone told me, and I feel like it's coming to an end finally. And it's not a huge thing, but it is something that is just unpleasant to have in my consciousness, right? Because I didn't clean it out properly the first time through. So here is the next message. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, so this is the blessing that comes through that cleanses it. Your time is up. Some things that happen to us, some things that are said to us are for a higher reason. Sometimes it's not a reason that we can understand, so you have some sympathy and patience with that. I know I'm kind of rambling and it's a long reading, so I'll hurry up, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please give me a like and subscribe. Yeah, you're also been waiting. You're going to be the last one to get your reading. So in the past you had the world, expansion of the world. Someone was offering you the world, but were they? There was a lot of like, I feel like there was a lot put on the table, but it wasn't really what it was cut out to be, or it was short-lived. Like, I feel like maybe even what was being offered was genuine and authentic. I feel like that was the truth, but maybe that person didn't know at the time the limitations of what they could offer, you know, because they didn't have enough perspective or time didn't pass yet. So you should be really glad that that situation or that circumstance happened in the way that it did, that you found closure for it and relatively left unscathed. Those air signs, those calculating, rational, sharp-tongued air signs, pushing it away. I love air signs. I'm an air sign too, so no shade, but in the context of 2018, we're saying goodbye to the air signs. This is the Death card, the Scorpio, the card of change and transformation, you know, kind of leaving things behind. I feel as though that's something that you're lingering about, is that change. The change happened and yet you're still kind of wondering about it, you know, and then something really much better is coming through for you, so be patient with that. The oncoming energy is the moon. This was a big theme for 2018, so really be mindful of that. particularly with how you think about things. You're going to be challenged in 2018 with how you think about things and where you position yourself with regard to things. And you're not going to have a lot to go on in order to make your decisions, if that makes sense. And so you're going to have to find that resolve within yourself to be true to you. It's like when you're, 18 or 17 and you're finished high school and you're making your plans for your future. And what are you actually basing your decisions on? What are you actually, what is the thing that is driving your decision making? And it's that kind of energy. And when you get older, you forget that energy. You forget that energy in some way. And you have to have a reason for all your decisions because everything is such a threat. And so we become much more hampered in our decision making. And so I think that in 2018 you're going to be making those kinds of irrational decisions. Rational, irrational. Don't do irrational things, because those things can be, there's messages in the Vimeo reading and here as well that you don't want to be brash. You don't want to be persuaded by unruly friends to be unruly. You want to wait your time and wait for the right message, and it'll definitely come through. Here is your next message, the Tradition card. This is the card of marriage. The only reason I'm mentioning it is Vimeo. That came through really strong for you. Also the card of Taurus. This is the Hierophant card. Some of you are changing institutions or departments in terms of your education. Some of you are going back to school. Fundamental change. It's coming through inspiration. You're being liberated. Okay? You're being liberated. So this is your first part of the year, January through March. You have the Magician. And I feel like you can't stand being stuck in the situation that you're stuck in. So you're going to make some kind of ballsy big move in January, February or March. We have 2 eclipses in January and March, January 31st and March 15th. And so I feel as though one of those are going to get you lit and you're just going to be like, okay. The January one has a conjunction with the North Node. So it's in your 12th house. So I feel like maybe that's the January one, the full moon eclipse, in which you're just like, you just reorient yourself in a new direction. But whatever it is, it could be the smallest gesture that's gonna like reverberate and start like a giant tidal wave in your life in a positive sense. You're just making a huge shift. And then March through about May, Justice, reorganizing, balance. Yeah, that makes sense. So you get your head on straight, you start going in the right direction, you start like being kind of serious about things, like this is maybe the beginning of the year is more kind of wasting time, more kind of heeing and hawing, and then you get down to business in the spring. And then in the summer or winter, if you're in the southern hemisphere, so May through September, you draw in within yourself. This is where you get a lot done. Focus within yourself. There's a strong message about going your own direction and screw everybody else. And then in the last part of the year, you have the Destiny card, the Star. Really nice, hey? Ooh. So it's going to be worth it. You don't see it happening, you see? You don't see... I think you kind of see it happening more in the beginning of the year than through the middle, but then it's going to come right around. I think I used the analogy of the... Oh, I used it in this reading, right. So I used the analogy of the roller coaster, right? So it is really much like you get on it, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. And then it's like, boom, it's going to be lit. And then your outcome for the year is... the Empress. And the Empress was so huge in the Vimeo readings. If you date women, holy moly. If you don't date women, then this could be you. But yeah, maternal energy. Whoa, hey girl, hey. Or kind of creativity. The strong message of creative ability this year. Creativity, bringing something about, soulmates coming in. Hoo-ha. Okay, so let's take a look at your tokens for a minute before we wrap up. And make sure to watch the astrology reading, if not the VIMEO ones. So first we have Juno. This is the wife of Jupiter. So the wife of Jupiter, the ideal wife. So you have the qualities. This came through really strong. You have the qualities of the ideal wife already this year. You're exemplifying them. Or you're finding a person with those qualities. You finally honed in on what the qualities of the ideal partnership are. And I think it's, you know, coming for... There's the water quality, the emotional quality. That's what you're looking for. The shift is from air to water. I thought water and earth, some fire, but I think fire is the confusion. I mean, there's so many Virgos out there, so many different aspects. You just take from this what works for you. The Lovers. Oh, whew. Okay, marriage. Very, very good chance that marriage comes through for you in your through your friendships and social alignments. And like I said before, a very strong partner who empowers you to be strong socially. And then we have a weird Pluto moment. So Pluto's very activated. Watch the astrology from April until September. Lots going on. We have a conjunction with Lilith. This is why careful progress through the mid part of the year. Just careful, one step at a time progress. The star, we have Lilith. Okay, so as much chaos as she brings into our lives, she does get us to where we are going. So sometimes, I don't know if you know this, but there's this idea that, like, finding love, you have to kind of come out of your own way sometimes, or to come into where you're meant to go, you have to come out of your own way, and a little chaos can stir the pot in the right direction. So if that's you, then just honor Lilith. Well, don't honor Lilith, but just like be mindful. And then the next message is, this is the moon set. This is the end of illusion, the end of confusion. This could mean as though there is a third party situation, another relationship. And I feel as though this is maybe the relationship that maybe you had some kind of a situation with someone who was married. But I don't think that it was like adultery. I think that it was like wasting your time, maybe. And I feel as though there is like an altruistic, positive energy that's coming in that's healthy and constructive, and that actually can offer to you that which you want. And I don't think that you are aware that this is a third party situation. This is the thing about it. I think it's a secret. And I think that, yeah, you'll be led into your own, you know, fertility, into your own success. And here we have the Libra card, which is justice and fairness. You're going to come into your own, into the right path. And it's going to be destined. There's also the moon that comes through again, but this was again here, the moon set and the moon rise. Maybe a new identity in terms of your, oh, okay, I guess you're freeing yourself from an older identity that was attached to you. And it's in the sense of like your metaphysical state, your aura, or your spirit being. You're emancipating yourself from us. It's like you're talking to someone too much. You have talked to someone too, this is you coming out of it. You've talked to someone too much who identified you a particular way, who branded you spiritually a certain way. They may have had some entanglements with third-party situations, and that smut had in some way attached itself to you. And your whole year is you ridding yourself of that, you know, ridding yourself of that attachment. But in the hands of love. Don't worry, you're not going to be just like kind of, how do you say, you're not going to be whittling your way out of anything. The new moon rise. Yeah, definitely moon. Okay. So a new phase of your spiritual identity. The moon is associated with yin energy, the feminine energy. I said this in your Vimeo reading. The 2018 is all about women for you. That doesn't mean that you're gonna not have a partner if you like men. I think that you will have a partner, but your role as a woman is going to be extremely strong, and women are going to be a vast part of your life. And I think it's like that's when you take on the matriarchal, the female yin power, like full force, and that balance is restored. It's like, you know, women get labeled a lot of things in society. This is misogyny, right? I'm not trying to be a feminist, but let's just face it, we're women, right? Many of us. And so there's no, this is the point of misogyny of our culture. There's no recognition for just how many labels women experience. And it's in those labels that we experience oppression. And I feel as though I see it now, and I don't mean to offend my male audience, but I feel as though, and this is Black Moon Lilith too, right? Emancipation of all the labels that you have ascribed to, whether willingly or not, whether they were thrown at you, and why are you, and this is what you were holding back from. I really recommend the Vimeo reading. I'm sorry, I don't mean to push it or anything, but it's that attachment to the past. Like, you're breaking off in a new direction. Your identity is clear. The opportunity and the positivity of that direction is amazing. And yet you still are attaching yourself out of sentiment, positive sentiment for the past. Here is the four corners. So this is kind of akin to like the Wheel of Fortune, the spring, summer, fall, winter paradigm. This is also the symbol of Earth. So the planet Earth, grounding, you know, grounding energy. Oh, earth and water energy. So some of you are going in the direction of earth. Some of you guys are going in the direction of water. And some of you are going in the direction of fire. Okay. Well, a little bit of everything. I really feel like air is really on the way out for the majority of us. But here it is. So everybody wants to join the party, all the elements, and hey, why not? Okay. So yeah, so go forward and believe in yourself. This is the sacral chakra. So this is like libido, that kind of stuff. It's definitely there. Lots going on in your 5th house as well, Virgo. And yeah, just have your commitment to who you've made a commitment to. You're not failing anybody by pushing forward in the direction that's right for you. Embrace your new identity, embrace yourself, and be proud of who you are. And if something is detracting from your identity, it's your full right to take ownership, but with that will come great responsibility. Virgo, I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support. I hope you guys forgive me for doing your readings last. It's truly because I'm so excited to do your readings, so I have to make them last. I hope you guys have a wonderful 2018. Thank you for supporting me and the channel. I will talk with you guys soon. Take care. Bye.